The person who hurt you the most is also the one you can't forget. You check their social media at 2 a.m. You replay their words in your head. You know they're bad for you, but you still crave their attention. Why? What if I told you that they were using hidden psychological traps, and today you'll learn how to use those same traps without becoming the monster? By the end of this video, you'll never look at power, attraction, or manipulation the same way again. Sarah knew she should block him. She knew it. Every time she told herself, "This is the last time I check his profile," her fingers betrayed her. Scrolling, zooming in on tagged photos, analyzing every like, every comment from other women. It was like her brain had been rewired. She was addicted to the pain. And the worst part? He wasn't even that great. He'd disappear for days, then slide back in with a half-hearted, "Hey, stranger." He'd flirt with her friends right in front of her, then gaslight her when she called him out. He was selfish, inconsistent, and at times, downright cruel. But when he did give her attention, it felt like a drug. A rush of validation so intense, she'd forget every time he'd hurt her. Why? Because whether he knew it or not, he was using 3 psychological traps, traits so powerful, they can make even the smartest, strongest people lose control of their own emotions. These are the Dark Triad traits. Narcissism, the intoxicating mix of confidence and indifference that makes people crave their approval. Machiavellianism, the calculated charm that makes every word feel like a secret, exclusive game. Psychopathy, subclinical, the chilling emotional control that makes their rare moments of warmth feel like a reward. These traits, when weaponized, create emotional addiction. They hijack the brain's reward system, making toxicity feel like love. But here's the twist. You don't have to be a monster to use them. In fact, the most magnetic, influential people in history, CEOs, leaders, even beloved celebrities, use subtle versions of these traits every day. The difference? They do it without destroying people. By the end of this video, you'll spot the red flags of emotional manipulation before you're trapped. Understand the psychology behind why toxic people are so hard to quit. And most importantly, learn how to ethically use these traits to become someone people respect, admire, and yes, mildly obsess over in a healthy way. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding human nature, so you can protect yourself from predators and unlock a level of influence most people never access. Sound powerful? Good. Breakdown of Dark Triad traits. Narcissism, the art of magnetic self-importance. Have you ever met someone who walked into a room and owned it without saying a word? The kind of person who makes you need their approval, even if they've done nothing to earn it? That's narcissistic charisma in action, and it's dangerously addictive. Narcissists hook people with 3 psychological triggers. Unshakable confidence. They don't just act self-assured, they radiate it. Most people are desperate for external validation. Narcissists give the impression they don't need any. That alone makes them magnetic. Unpredictability. One day, they're showering you with attention, love bombing. The next, they're cold and distant. This hot and cold behavior keeps you chasing their approval like a gambler chasing a win. The "you can't have me" effect. They subtly signal they're always the prize. Whether it's their aloofness, their social dominance, or their ability to move on instantly, they make you feel like you need to prove yourself to them. Red flag alert. The moment someone love bombs you, excessive flattery, rapid emotional intimacy, and then suddenly pulls away, runs. That's not charm, that's conditioning. They're training you to crave their attention like a drug. But here's the ethical power move. You don't have to manipulate people to get this effect. True confidence isn't about arrogance. It's about self-worth so solid, you don't need others to validate it. When you stop seeking approval, people naturally seek yours. How? Become comfortable with silence. Narcissists dominate conversations. Secure people don't fear pauses. Set boundaries effortlessly. Instead of people-pleasing, you calmly enforce standards. Stay indifferent to rejection. Not because you're cold, but because your self-esteem isn't tied to others' opinions. Narcissists fake this mindset. You'll live it, without leaving a trail of emotional wreckage. Machiavellianism. Strategic charm and influence. Some people don't just talk, they orchestrate. Ever met someone who always seems to get what they want? The kind of person who can convince a room full of skeptics, win over the toughest critics, or turn a no into a yes without breaking a sweat? That's Machiavellian charm, the art of social chess. Machiavellians don't rely on luck or raw charisma. They study people. They know exactly what to say, when to say it, and most importantly, why it works. Why it hooks people. They speak your language. A skilled Machiavellian doesn't just listen to respond, they listen to decode. They mirror your speech, pick up on your values, and frame their words in a way that makes you feel understood. Even if it's all strategic. They control the frame. While most people react emotionally, Machiavellians dictate the tone of every interaction. If they want sympathy, they'll play the victim. If they want power, they'll position themselves as the only solution. They weaponize flattery, not the clumsy, obvious kind. Their compliments are precision-guided, targeting your deepest insecurities or desires. They don't just say, "You're smart." They say, "Most people don't get this, but you see the bigger picture." Red flag alert. If someone's praise feels too tailored or their favors come with invisible strings, be careful. Machiavellians don't give, they invest, and they always expect a return. The ethical power move. You don't have to manipulate to be persuasive. True influence isn't about control, it's about social intelligence. How? Master active listening. Most people wait for their turn to speak. You listen to uncover what really motivates someone, then speak to those values. Reframe, don't force. Instead of arguing, shift perspectives. I get why you'd think that. What if we looked at it this way? Give before you ask. Machiavellians fake generosity. You actually add value first. People will want to reciprocate. Machiavellians play people. You'll understand them, and that's a far more powerful skill. Psychopathy, subclinical, fearless dominance. There's a reason why dangerous people are so magnetic. Think about it. Why do we slow down to look at car crashes? Why are we drawn to villains in movies? Why do people stay obsessed with partners who treat them poorly? It all comes down to one psychological trigger: the power of emotional detachment. Subclinical psychopaths, those with traits but not full-blown disorder, have a chilling advantage. They don't need you. And that lack of need? It's intoxicating. Why it hooks people? They're unshaken by drama. While most people panic, overreact, or seek validation, psychopaths remain eerily calm. That emotional stability reads as confidence, even if it's just indifference. They create thrill. Their unpredictability feels like an adrenaline rush. One minute they're charming, the next they're cold. That push-pull dynamic keeps people guessing and addicted to figuring them out. They don't chase. Most people reveal their desperation through texting first, over-apologizing, or people-pleasing. Psychopaths, they walk away without a second thought, and that makes others chase them. Red flag alert. If someone can hurt you, lie, cheat, or manipulate, and show zero guilt, that's not strength. That's a warning. Real power isn't about lacking empathy, it's about choosing when to use it. The ethical power move. You don't have to be cold to be emotionally bulletproof. True control isn't about not feeling, it's about not being ruled by emotions. How? Master the pause. Before reacting, take 3 seconds. That small gap between stimulus and response is where power lives. Become outcome independent. Psychopaths don't care if things go wrong. You learn to accept outcomes without crumbling. Set boundaries like a judge. Not with anger, but with calm, unshakable finality. "This doesn't work for me" is a full sentence. Psychopaths exploit detachment. You'll leverage it, staying centered in chaos without losing your humanity. How to ethically apply these traits. You've seen how the Dark Triad hooks people. Now, let's flip the script. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding human psychology so deeply that you naturally become magnetic without leaving destruction in your wake. Here's how to use these traits ethically to boost your influence, attract respect, and keep people engaged without becoming toxic. 1. The controlled mystery technique. Keep people intrigued without mind games. Toxic people create mystery through manipulation, ghosting, breadcrumbing, hot and cold behavior. But you'll do it through self-possession. How? Become a selective open book. Share just enough to create connection, but always keep a layer of depth unexplored. People chase what they can't fully grasp. Master the art of the pause. Before answering personal questions, smile and say, "That's an interesting story for another time." Tease curiosity, don't withhold to control. Have a life outside them. Mystery isn't about hiding, it's about having more to discover. When you're busy, passionate, and independent, people want to learn more. Key difference: manipulators pretend to be mysterious, you are multidimensional. 2. Strategic confidence. Command respect without arrogance. Narcissists fake confidence to mask insecurity. You'll build the real thing. How? Own your presence. Walk into rooms like you belong there because you do. Not with arrogance, but with quiet assurance. Speak less, mean more. Narcissists talk at people. Influential people speak with intention. When you talk less, people listen harder. Validate yourself first. Confidence isn't "I'm better than you," it's "I don't need you to tell me I'm enough." That shift changes everything. Key difference: narcissists demand respect, you inspire it. 3. Emotional detachment, the right way. Stay composed, not cold. Psychopaths don't care. You'll choose when to care. How? Become unshakable, not unfeeling. You can feel emotions without being controlled by them. That's true power. Let small things go. Most dramas aren't worth your energy. Save your intensity for what actually matters. Walk away with grace. Toxic people discard. You decide your boundaries and enforce them without apology. Key difference: psychopaths detach to use people. You detach to protect your peace. Now these tools are powerful, and like any power, they can corrupt if misused. Manipulators exploit to take value. Leaders influence to create value. The second you use these to hurt, control, or deceive, you've lost. But when you use them to build genuine confidence, set unbreakable boundaries, and inspire respect, that's how you become unforgettable in the right way. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever been addicted to someone toxic? What kept you hooked? Was it their confidence, their mystery, or that roller coaster of hot and cold attention? Let's break it down together, because the first step to breaking a pattern is understanding it. And if you found this video eye-opening, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, because next, we're diving into the hero instinct, the psychological trigger that makes men obsess over a woman when she taps into this one primal need. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Oh, and if you're ready to master the art of making someone miss you, check out the next video on your screen right now. How to make someone miss you, psychology tricks. See you there.